So I also wrote, just to make myself feel psychologically better about myself in trading, I said focus on survival more than making a profit, because when it comes to a losing streak, this is what makes or breaks a trader. It's how they view that losing streak. In that losing streak, are they going to end up changing their strategy? Are they going to break their rules? Are they going to double down and risk more? Are they going to do all these different types of things that non-successful traders do? And so this week was a really test of my composure, but it didn't even feel like a test. Like, I finally have reached a point to where I think this was the final test as I see it. This was the final test before I'm ready to actually change my life in terms of trading, because trading can change your life. But, you know, progressing forward, this was the final test to see if I was going to be one of the statistics or if I was going to be successful in what I'm doing. And I proved to myself that I've proven to myself over time that I'm able to be consistently profitable month after month, and I've been able to see that. Alright guys, so before I get into this video, I just want you all to know I'm no professional trader, I'm no financial advisor, I'm not trying to teach anybody anything. These videos are meant to be looked at as personal entertainment. I thought it would be cool to upload my whole journey as a trader and to become relatable in the trading community. Alright, so we're just going to get right into it. So I actually don't have an account this week. So the whole reasoning behind that, I know that in the last video I told you guys I was going to get a real FTMO account, but let me put it this way, right? So when the week started, I was planning to get the account before the market opened on Sunday, but if you guys ever had that feeling to where you leave your house, right? And then you have that feeling of, holy shit, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't know what I'm forgetting. And then about 30 minutes, maybe even an hour later, you're like, oh shit, that's what I forgot at the house, but you're already off doing whatever the fuck you're doing, right? That's the situation that I was in this week. It wasn't I was forgetting something, I wasn't fully comfortable. I knew that I was missing something with my strategy. Not necessarily the strategy, it was the risk management. I'll get into that in a little bit. Long story short though, I was actually risking too much. And the reason behind that, I'm so thankful. Like, guys, this just comes with experience, but trusting yourself and trusting your gut. Like, that's very important in trading, is just trusting yourself. A lot of people, they can't trust themselves, and that's why they fail. For me, it took me so much experience to be able to get to this level. But what happened was, at the beginning of the week, I was like, you know, I don't feel comfortable starting my FTMO, and so I didn't. And so I'm very grateful that I didn't. I'm very grateful that I didn't start my FTMO. But I had that feeling. It's trusting your gut, trusting yourself. I knew something was off, so I didn't even fucking go for it. It's like taking a trade, right? If you don't feel comfortable about taking the trade, don't fucking take the trade, guys. Like, it's literally that simple, right? And so, anyways, I just didn't feel comfortable, and so what I did was I just continued to trade on the personal account, right? Now, it wasn't anything special, but what I realized was I was risking, so on the personal, I risk 0.15%, right? Which is, it's like, holy shit, that's not a lot, but if you guys know my trading style, I trade all of the different pairs on my watch list right there. I'm trading 20 different pairs, right? And I'm getting about 3 good setups a night. Let's just say 5, just to be, you know, average it. 5 times 20 a night. So that's 5 times 20 equals, or let's do 3 times 20. So 60 trades a night, right? 60 times 5 is whatever the fuck that is. I don't know. I'm not even going to do the math. 350, right? Anyways, I'm risking 0.15%. And what happened this week, I went into a drought. I ended the week down 14% on the personal. Now, that's not a big deal because I understand the risk management with the personal. That's money I don't care about. And I understand my probabilities and the way my strategy works. But with the FTMO, that's a new thing because I see it as a client account because I'm trading somebody else's money. And so their risk management parameters are different than what I'm used to. So anyways, this is the biggest drawdown that I've had in, I think, like a month or two. And holy shit, am I very thankful that I had it. Because what I ended up learning with this drawdown, my risk management on the FTMO account, I would have been fucked. I would have lost that account this week. 14%, right? If you do the math. So if I'm risking 0.1%, let me bring the calculator over here. If I'm risking, right? If I'm risking 0.0 or 0.15% per trade idea, and I lost 14%, we're going to do intervals of 0.05, right? We're going to divide 14%. We already know 14% is past that 10% limit. We're going to divide that by 3 because 0.15 divided by 0.05 is 3. So if I was risking 0.05 on, per trade idea on the FTMO account, I would only be down about 5% right now. Like, we're just going to round it up. 5%, that's not a big deal, right? For the biggest drawdown that I've had. And think about it. I could make 5% just as easily as I lost 5%. That's why I'm not worried about, losing 14%. Because I understand my probabilities, I understand my strategy, I understand my expectancy. And I know this upcoming week is going to be a better week because what happened basically is I know that when I'm on a losing streak on my pairs, I know that the losing streak will last anywhere from 10 to 20 trades. That seems like a lot, but I'm comfortable with that. 10 to 20 trades, right? I took about 15 or 20 different trades on each pair this week, so I know that my losing streak is coming to an end, and I expect this upcoming week to be better. That's how it's worked for me for almost the past year, is I have a couple good weeks, then I have a bad week, which is the drawdown week. Then after that bad week, I pick things back up. It's just kind of like, it's fluctuating like that. Like, I'll have a couple good weeks, a bad week, couple good weeks, bad week. That's just how my strategy works. But anyways, if I was risking 0.05% per trade idea, I'd only be down about 5%. But guess what? Divided by 3 equals... If I was risking 0.1%, so this is... We're going to be multiplying that by 2, because if I'm risking 0.15, divide that by 3 is 0.05. 0.05 times 2 is 0.1. Guess what? I would have pretty much lost the account if I was risking 0.1% like I usually do, like I have been doing. So... Like, I don't know what it was. I think I'm, like, fucking just a godsend or something. Like, something was telling me, my gut was like, this week is not the week to start the FTMO account. You're missing something here. You need to figure it out this week. Do not start trading the FTMO account, like the real FTMO account, until you figure it out. And I just had that nagging sensation that, hey, I'm missing something here. And this was it. My risk management was off. My risk management was too much. I was risking too much on each trade. But remember this, guys. I'm not worried about risking so little on the FTMO account because I would have been down 5% this week, right? Just as easily as I lost that 5%, I can just as easily make 5%. My risk to reward is 1 to 1.5. If I lost 5%, let's just say 4%. If I lost 4%, right? What's 4 times 1.5? That's 6%. I expect next week, if I'm disciplined enough, I'm taking every single trade that pops up, super systematic with my trading, super disciplined. Guess what? I'm going to make that back. I might even break even next week. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't expect anything to happen. But what I do expect is for my losing streak to come to an end and for me to go back on that winning streak. I'm not worried. I'm not scared. I just know that this week has taught me that my risk management was too much. So, we have that fixed. Now, this video is going to be really short because I don't have any results because I was just literally trading on the personal and I don't track the results on the personal. I just kind of like trade it. Also, keep in mind, I'm kind of in the market now for anybody that watches my videos. If any of you guys are web developers, like you can design a website, please DM me on Instagram. The link will be in the description below. Or just leave it in the comments, and then I'll send you a private DM. But please just let me know somehow that you're a web designer, because I'm actually looking for a web designer. I don't know how legal it is. I'm going to have to do research into all of this different type of stuff. I'm looking for somebody to develop a website for me. I'm willing to pay them. I'm willing to work out a deal with them to pay them cash, to pay them money to be able to develop me a website, and then to have them as an active contract for myself. Like, I'm going to keep them on board. I'm going to keep paying them, kind of my first employee, But what I want for this is I want to upload my pretty much track record, like not just the equity curve, but my general ledgers, my withdrawal statements, my bank statements that have to do with trading, like anything that has to do with moving money in and out and making money in my trading account. I want to be able to, like, my monthly statements, my daily statements, my weekly statements, trading ledgers, like, I just want to be super transparent with everything because of my goals going forward. And so I'm looking for somebody who is willing to create a website for me. I'm willing to pay them, and I'll keep paying them over time because I'm going to need them every single day that I get a ledger. I'm going to need them to update the website and, put the past day's ledger onto the website so it can be up to date and super transparent with people. But there's that. So, getting into the journal here, literally, it was just backtesting this week. Like, it was just a whole lot of backtesting because what was happening was I was on my losing streak, right? And so when you go on a losing streak, your confidence is hit a little bit. And so for me, I just needed to build up my confidence again. I noticed that this week, like, I didn't even have a lapse in my confidence. Like, it's because I've been trading my strategy so long. I know what to expect. I've put thousands of trades into it in backtesting, and like, I just know it's going to be profitable as long as I just stick to my discipline, and that's not a big deal. So my confidence didn't really waver a whole lot. But I did have some psychological trouble with myself with the way that I was thinking. Like, about midway through the week, I just decided to start backtesting a whole lot because it felt like I pretty much was losing every single trade I was taking. But that's just because I hit that losing streak that is predicted in my trading strategy. So, anyways, into the journal, I'll just show it right here. So this is my backtesting results for USD JPY. You guys can see that right there. So I'll just leave that there for a second. But anyways, yeah, so out of 100 trades, right, I ended up having, out of 100 trade period on USD JPY with the strategy I'm using right now, 54% win rate. 54% win rate. That's really fucking good. That's really, really, really good. 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio. So I take two different positions. One of the positions has a stop loss, like both the stop losses are the same, both the entry price is the same. One of the positions takes profit at 1 to 1, and the other one takes profit at 1 to 2. And then I have other rules, like I'm waiting for a 1 hour candlestick to close above that resistance or below that support or whatever. All those minuscule rules, they're very important, but they don't really matter in me breaking down that right now because I'm not doing a breakdown of my strategy. But 54%. And the biggest losing streak that we had was, so on USD JPY, the biggest losing streak that is in this sequence of 100 trades was actually a 7 trade losing streak. I fucking love UJ. Like, UJ is my baby because it has a very minimal losing streak. The wins, losses, and break-evens are a little more spaced out. Like with Euro CHF, which I'll get into in a second, the win streak with that is like, the way that it works is you'll have a huge streak of wins, and then you'll have a little streak of losses, and then a huge streak of wins. It's not spaced out, which I'll show you guys in a second. But anyways, with UJ, that 54% win rate, at the end of the day, I ended up coming out in a profit of 375 pips. So, with the new math I did with the FTMO, I found with the risk management of risking 0.05%, that means making 375 pips on UJ after 100 trades. I'm going to be using a lot size of 0.16 for the FTMO. That's going to be, so I can allow a total risk of like 3.35 lots. But since I'm splitting that between two positions, it would be 1.6 or whatever, or 0.16. So we're going to go times 1.6 because that's the lot size. 0.16 equals $1.60 per pip. At the end of the 100 trade sequence, I end up making $600 through USD JPY. Now, I understand that probabilities are going to play into the fact that I'm not going to get $600 profit all the time on some of these pairs. I may get a little more profit, I may get a little bit less, but I can take this as an average. And a generalized idea. Not an expectation, but a generalized idea. So if I'm making $600 on one pair using a 0.16 lot size, if I'm trading 20 different pairs, we're multiplying that by 20. That means I make $12,000. That's over the 10%. This is over a 100 trade period on one pair, guys. in the course of a month, I'm taking way more, way more than 100 trades on each pair. So keep that in mind. So I could be making upwards of 15, maybe 20%. So there's that. I'm not going to put a whole lot of expectation, but I do expect the strategy to make a little more than 10%. I'm not aiming for crazy numbers like 25, 30, 40%. That's just kind of unrealistic. Not unless you're especially it's realistic. It's unrealistic with the percentage that I'm going to be using for the percentage risk that I'm going to be using for that account. But 30 or 40% return is realistic for something where I'm risking 0.3% or above with my trading strategy. So there's that on UJ. So we go into Euro CHF. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to show you guys this real quick. This is the results that I got on Euro CHF. You could see that like it has a huge streak of losses and then a huge streak of wins, then a big ass streak of losses, and then a big streak of wins, then a big streak of like, you know, you guys can see right there. And that's pretty much how it fluctuates with the way that that pair trades. Personally, I might just get rid of that pair because psychologically, like, even though that's a 50% win rate, when I'm in the live scenario, when it's actually happening live, I don't, like, that's going to be so hard for me to emotionally cope, but I'm also trading all of these different pairs, so, that's going to be a little bit easier for me to comprehend, kind of, in the live market scenario. But anyways, after that, you know, I backtested it, same thing, out of 100 trades on that pair, same rules, same everything, like, literally the way that I trade. I ended up coming out with a 49% win rate. That's not the best, but that's a 9% edge where I'm profitable, so that'll more than cover, that'll put me in profit, that'll cover the commissions and the spreads, because I only need a 40% win rate with a 1 to 1.5% reward ratio to break even, and I made a 49% win rate. So let's just say I'm going to pay 5% in commissions and fees, which is not the case. I'm going to be paying like literally maybe 1%, but anyways, that would leave us with a pretty decent, you know, edge over the market still. The other day, I wrote down I still need more backtesting on my reversal setups and break and retest setups. Aim for at least 50% win rate. What I mean by this is my break and retest setups. I want to continue to backtest my break and retest setups and then my reversal setups, as I call them. So my strategy is generically the same. Like the 4 hour, nothing changes with that. I'm not going to go into detail, but the break and retest setup, everybody knows, but the reversal setups is just kind of like liquidity gaps or whatever, where I see that there's a structure and then, you know, a wick didn't pass through it, so that creates a liquidity gap in the market. That's the way that I see it. And then basically I would put my buy limit on that level because I would expect price to reverse off of that, but I need to find out the ratios on that of, you know, the percentage win rate, like how often, you know, is the probabilities in my favor on that setup, and I need to backtest that more. With the break and retest setups, I know I'll be fine. I'll be more than profitable with that. So, that same day, I wrote down backtest all pairs with the 4 hour and 15 minute, 15, 15, 15, 30. So this is referring to the 4 hour as my ultimate time frame, the 15 minute as my entry time frame. Then using a 15 pip stop loss, 15 pip take profit, and then on another order, 15 pip stop loss, and then 30 pip take profit. Aim for a 50% win rate, which I always do because even though that sounds like a coin flip, I only need 40%, and 50% is more than favorable to be profitable. If you look online, what is a favorable win rate for being a successful trader, you'll find that most articles will say that it's a 50% win rate. And that's what I shoot for, and that's what I actually end up getting. If you guys want to sit down and have a backtesting session where I go over 100 trades, I'll fucking do that for you guys if you want to. And then I also said after all pairs are backtested with this, backtest the break and retest setups and the reversal setup. So what I was going to do is I was going to go through all of my pairs, backtest them with my generic trading style, and then after that I'm going to go, you know, dive very deep into the different types of setups that I take. So what is this? I have to risk 0.05. Okay, so this was when I started, when I realized, this was about halfway through the week, when I realized that I was risking too much. I would have been risking too much on the FTMO and I would have lost the account anyways. So I said I have to risk 0.05% on each trade idea due to not being able to survive the losing streak. So what I found was I ended up being down 14% on the personal, and what happened was I was kind of thinking, I was like, if I'm risking 0.15% per position on my personal, and I'm down 14%, if I was risking 0.1%, how much percentage down would that be? And so I came to the conclusion, doing the math, that I would have been down pretty much 10%. Like, I would have lost the FTMO account. And I'm very grateful, once again, that I didn't trade the FTMO account. And I'm going to be doing that next week. But then I did the math for risking 0.05% on each trade idea. And I found that I would have only been down 5%. So I really, like, it wouldn't be a big deal because I know that next week is going to be a better week. Like, the weeks going forward for a couple weeks are going to be better than this week. Because I just kind of caught the shitty end. I got the shit end of the stick pretty much. This was just a losing streak. This was just a losing week. It wasn't because of me or any trading errors. It was just because that's how my strategy works. So I also wrote, just to make myself feel psychologically better about myself in trading, I said, focus on survival more than making a profit. Because when it comes to a losing streak, this is what makes or breaks a trader. It's how they view that losing streak. In that losing streak, are they going to end up changing their strategy? Are they going to break their rules? Are they going to double down and risk more? Are they going to do all these different types of things that non-successful traders do? And so this week was a really test of my composure, but it didn't even feel like a test. Like, I finally have reached a point to where I think this was the final test as I see it. This was the final test before I'm ready to actually change my life in terms of trading, because trading can change your life. But, progressing forward, this was the final test to see if I was going to be one of the statistics or if I was going to be successful in what I'm doing. And I proved to myself that I've proven to myself over time that I'm able to be consistently profitable month after month. And I've been able to see that. This week was just a test of, can you survive a losing streak without freaking out mentally? And I was able to do that. So that was good. And then so I had to change my risk management. So instead of losing 5% over 50 trades, I want to be losing 5% over 100 trades. So there's that. I also said personal account, I can be more aggressive. So, like I've been saying, I've been risking 0.15%. So that's the personal account. On the client accounts, as I would call it, is just accounts that are that is other people's money. That would be 0.05% per trade idea that I got to risk. And then I said, with the client accounts, other people's money, risk management should be losing 5% over 100 trades. With this will enable me to survive the losing streaks. And that's pretty much it on the nose, guys. Like, that's literally all I learned this week. I know a bunch of you guys are probably going to leave in the comments like, oh, you fucking loser. Like, you're not trading the real FTMO account this week. But remember, like, a lot of people don't realize, especially a lot of traders, they don't trust themselves. They don't trust their gut. And they just simply don't trust themselves. And that's why they fail. And it's because, and also another thing that would take control of them is I didn't trade on the FTMO account this week because I didn't let my fear or my greed get a hold of me on that. I didn't get my greed as in like, oh, I want to start trading the FTMO account so I can make profit and, like I can, all of that kind of stuff. And then my fear, I didn't have a fear of losing money just because I've gotten over that, because I feel like you can control your emotions when you come to an understanding in terms of your risk management and your strategy and how it works, your average expected results, a generalized idea of your results, and just experience pretty much. It just comes with experience and confidence, guys. Like, the confidence comes with experience, and then the diminishing of your greed and your fear comes with experience also. And so, pretty much I didn't trade the FTMO account because I just had a gut feeling at the beginning of the week that this was not the week to start trading, because like I said, it was kind of like, it felt like I was missing something. Felt like I was forgetting something that was really important, and I was fucking right. And I trusted my gut, I trusted myself, and I just observed the market this week to figure out what I was missing. And sure enough, I found what I was missing. And if I started that account this week and traded on it like I did, being super disciplined this week and executing my strategy, I would have lost the account. And that's because, and I didn't lose an account. I didn't lose money. I mean, I did on my personal, but I didn't lose the FTMO account because I trusted myself and I trusted my gut, and that comes with experience. But anyways, guys, that's the video. Now that I kind of resolved that issue of me feeling like I was forgetting something, I have my risk dialed in. I would have only, instead of being down 10% or 14% this week, I would only be down 5% on the FTMO count, and that's not a big deal because that's so easy to come back from. It's 4%. Let's just say 5%. 5% drawdown, guys, that's nothing. You can come back from that so fucking easy. Like, literally within a week, I can come back from that. Like, just as easily as you lost that 5%, you can make 5% just as easily. I have a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio. I understand that my losing streaks last anywhere from 5 to 20 trades, and then I go on a big winning streak. I know that I'm at the end of that losing streak this week, and I'm expecting next week to be better. It may not happen. I don't know, because I don't know what the market's going to do. But, you know, just with my experience, my statistics, my data that I've collected over the years, and just putting in the work, pretty much, I understand that there's nothing to fear. I'm not going to lose money over the long term. I'm able to keep an eye on the bigger picture. I'm not going to lose money over the long term. I did lose money this week, but that's no big deal because I know that I'll make it back, guys. Like, it's not a big deal. Anyways, the moral of the story, trust your gut, and trust yourself. But anyways, that's been the video. Pretty uninteresting, pretty boring shit, just like usual. Next week, though, I will have the FTMO count. That is a fact, 100%. I'm gonna fucking have it for you guys. Unless something else pops up to where, you know, I just, some gut feeling pops up and I don't trust myself again. And I'm just gonna keep, you know, if I don't trust myself, I'm gonna fucking go for it. I'm gonna, you know, if I have a gut feeling that's telling me don't do something, I'm not gonna fucking do it, because this is not a gambler's game, guys. This is not gambling. This is not fucking a side hustle. This is not just a hobby. It's very serious. I take this shit very seriously. And, you know, I really know that I'm gonna make it in the future just because of, you know, I've been doing this for almost 3 years, and I've made it past the statistical amount of people that quit before 3 years. I've survived that mark. I've seen progress with myself. I've put in too much time to give up on myself and my own kids like that. But that's that. And you guys know the drill. Like, you'll see a new video next week, just like every single week. So there's that. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And, later.